It's a freaking nightmare. Look at all this. This is what most people would never get from their garden if you just go ahead and pull the green stuff that you see. Again, look at this. This one's actually really thick. So you imagine this 6, 7, 8 inches deep. If you don't dig for it, all it's gonna do is grow back next season and you're gonna dread the garden. So I've been spending the past few days, maybe an hour, hour and a half a day in some cases, trying to get this stuff out so that my neighbor who enjoys gardening has been dreading it lately because, I mean, look at this stuff. Every season, this stuff is just sending up new shoots and it's miserable. And no one should dread the garden. The garden should be an inviting place for us. Hey, what's up? Gardenomics 101. I've been out helping a neighbor pull torpedo grass from their garden. Torpedo grass is the worst weed ever. In this video, I'm going to teach you the best way to pull torpedo grass out of your garden, especially if you live in Southeast Louisiana. You know exactly what I'm talking about. After Katrina, a lot of that stuff got into our soil and it is miserable. It's in our gardens and it makes people dread having to garden because it is so difficult to get rid of. So what you see on the surface is not the hard part. Look at these beautiful roses. Look at these beautiful roses. They're in bloom. But this torpedo grass is just brutal. So this is actually going to be a hard project here because all this stuff is growing through the roots of the roses and there's some thorns in those roses. So I'll probably tackle this project. Probably take me about an hour or so to clean that up real nice. We'll try to get as much of the torpedo grass out as possible down by the roots so that my neighbor can enjoy her garden season after season as opposed to dreading it season after season to pull these doggone weeds. Let's go, y'all. Let's do this. So this is what you see on the surface right here, right? This is what's sticking out of your grass. Actually, this whole thing out of your yard. This whole piece is about maybe 2 feet long and it just collects on top of each other. And most people will pull it from here and that's it. This is maybe like 2-3 inches deep in the soil. They'll pull it and then they'll think it's gone. But the problem is it's got these rhizomes that run horizontally, kind of like bamboo, right? And if you just pull it from here, you still have this piece down here. So all that's gonna happen is next season, it's just gonna shoot more up. And this piece gets thicker and thicker and more fierce. So what happens is sometimes these things might be like 6 inches to 8 inches deep. And then here's another good example. This is a pretty thick one here. And then you have these nodes, right? Where they'll have multiple rhizomes come off of, and you can get one of these. That's like a jackpot right there. But again, look how deep this is. This is probably, I don't know, 6 to 7 inches deep in the ground. So you have to work your way to get down. And once you get there, all this is 6, 7, 8 inches deep. And you got to work to get that as well. But look at this stuff. Look how it grows. It's kind of like, again, like bamboo. It's kind of sharp, looks like a torpedo. And that stuff will just, and it is fierce. And it gets tangled up in roots of other plants. All right, if you live in Southeast Louisiana, you may have this in other places as well. You know what this weed is. You might not know it by name, but you've dealt with it in your garden. This particular garden bed has had chemicals sprayed in it to try to kill it, and nothing kills torpedo grass. The only way to get rid of it is to manually pull it. And the trouble with this stuff is it goes deep. These little roots go deep. You can see that this stuff gets really thick. It almost grows like bamboo. It sends these shoots horizontally, and then it'll, through these little nodes, it'll shoot up. You can see these little shoots. All right, y'all, here's the technique that I find works best with torpedo grass. Rather than pulling all the stuff you see on top first, go ahead and push it back, right? So you want an area of just plain dirt right here. And then you can, by pushing it back, what you're able to do is to follow it down into the soil. Forgive this camera shot, I don't have my stand with me. But by pushing it back, I can follow it down into the soil. Now, depending on how loose the soil is, The wet soil is better, so it rained here the other day. So the soil is pretty loose, so I can reach with my hand and kind of dig underneath and kind of wiggle. And knock some of the dirt off and kind of keep wiggling. And then look, you see this giant root? There's a node right here. These nodes, like you have several shoots come off of it. And then I'll just kind of keep pushing. And I'll go as far as I can. I'll just kind of break up the dirt. And I'll just keep going as much as I can. This is a good one here, actually.
There's no one in your contact.
So let's see.
Whose contact info are you looking for?
Siri's trying to talk to me now. Look at this.
Here's your
So
contact
again,
info.
oh my gosh, Siri. So I'll take my knife. I'll loosen up the soil around here again. Now you're thinking, there's no way I'm going to do all this. I'm just going to spray it. Guys, spraying it doesn't do a thing. It's just going to come back more fierce the next season. Trust me. Pick a small part of your garden and just work on it. Just going to dig underneath. All right, this one's coming up here in a second. Ready? Oh man, look at. You can see all this that I just pulled up. You just kind of keep working your way down. Again, it's painstaking. Just do it 30 minutes at a time. Do as much as you can. And then take a break. Come out the next day. Come out in the early morning. Where it's cool. Look at this. I'm telling you guys, you sometimes have to go deep. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? There's another one here. Again, it looks like I haven't made much.
I'm still not sure about that.
Looks like I haven't made much progress here, but this stuff is not coming back next year. I pulled it out completely.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
So I don't worry about pulling all the weeds in my garden, but this one here is definitely one that I will spend extra time to dig. I've almost eradicated my garden of this stuff. It's probably been 3 or 4 or 5 years where I've been super intentional about going really deep to get these rhizomes out. And it's pretty manageable now. I got some in my garden, but not a lot. I'm not really worried about it. I'll go pull them sometime soon. It'll take me 30 minutes to get my entire garden done. But this, I probably have like, I don't know, another 4 or 5 hours in this one garden. But look at this. Like, you can't feel it, but it is sharp. It's pointy. And yeah. And I'll give you a little secret. The only way to get it is physical. Can't spray this stuff. It will not die. All you're doing is poisoning your yard when you do that. You can spray as much as you want, as many seasons. In fact, you had one gardener who sprayed the commercial strength Roundup on it to get rid of it. But look at this picture. Didn't get rid of it, just came back more fierce. So patience, patience. Once you get rid of it, it's more manageable. You won't get it all, of course, but you can go back to enjoying your garden as opposed to dreading your garden. So enjoy these videos, y'all.